Turkey is a country of beautiful nature. The non-touristy eastern provinces are especially amazing. You can find there stunning high mountains, flowering meadows on vast plateaus, deserted and forgotten castles, beautiful lakes, dormant volcanic peaks, or fabulously colorful mountains. Welcome to Extremely Locust Travels. Turkey, Part 4, Lake Van, Nemrut Volcano, and Hasuni Stone City. In this episode, we'll continue exploring eastern Turkey. We'll visit the iconic Lake Van with its saline soda waters. We'll reach the isolated Çarpanak Island. We'll drive into the caldera of Nemrut Volcano. And we'll be amazed by Nemrut Crater Lake. Finally, we'll get to a desolate Hasuni Stone City. In the previous episodes, we have shown interesting wild places on the way from Central Europe to Armenia. So far in Turkey, we really liked places like Rainbow Hills, Nalihan Bird Sanctuary, remote places in Kachkar Mountains, the Devil's Castle, colorful Candy Cane Mountains, or picturesque surroundings of Mount Ararat. Now it's time to explore the area of Lake Van. The morning of the northeastern shore of the Lake Van. The night was warm and the day promises to be beautiful. It's time to see the place we spent the night. The local landscape is somewhat reminiscent of Mediterranean Sea areas. It's sunny, dry, and quite warm, but not too warm, because Lake Van is situated at an altitude of about 1640 meters above sea level. The high altitude of the lake contributes to very pleasant temperatures here in the summer. Lake Van is an extraordinary body of water with fascinating and rarely encountered characteristics, but this topic will be discussed later. Now it's time to go in search of scenic viewpoints around the lake. Once again, we are treating our small city car as a pseudo off-road vehicle. Our goal for now is a beautiful viewpoint located near the Yeşilsu village. But to get there, we need to use some dirt roads. On the way, we can observe some local farm life. We can also admire specific fields of thistles. Near the Yeşilsu village, the quality of road is much better. And north of the village, we can reach beautiful rock formations located by the lake. Here you can find a beautiful view of the Mağara Tepesi peak. The mountain has a height of about 1850 meters above sea level and offers breathtaking views of Lake Van. The wild shores of the lake are also very attractive here. Let's come closer and see what this iconic lake has to offer. Lake Van is the largest body of water in Turkey and the second largest in the Middle East. It's one of the few world's endemic lakes having no output, what results in the accumulation of salts in the water. But the salt found here in the highest concentrations is sodium carbonate. This causes the lake water to be highly alkaline, with pH reaching the value of 10. Due to high alkalinity, the lake has turquoise, crystal clear water and does not undergo rapid eutrophication. The area near Mağara Tepesi mountain is very picturesque, and importantly, it's not discovered by tourists. Thanks to this, you can admire these beautiful landscapes in peace. Now let's enjoy the views from the bird's eye view. Time for us to visit other places around Lake Van. Our next goal is the Çarpanak Island, accessible from a small peninsula. To get there, we have to use local gravel roads. But thanks to that, we can see local villages on our way. The road to the peninsula is dusty, but quite nice. In summer, everything is dry here. But at the end of the road, you can find some almond trees giving some shade. From the shores of the peninsula, you can clearly see the Çarpanak Island. And in the horizon you can notice the Turkish second highest stratovolcano, Mount Suphan. It's time to start behaving like typical Polish tourists, annoying the locals with pink accessories. Let's prepare our kayak and get to the island. Of course, the flamingo goes with us. I think it's the only pink flamingo in the whole lake. The lake's waters are very clear due to their alkalinity. But the presence of algae can also be observed. The lake has salinity level reaching 2.3%. The main salt dissolved in water is sodium carbonate, which makes the water highly alkaline. As a result, the flora and fauna of the lake are poor. Only 2 species of fish are known to live in the Lake Van. And this is the Çarpanak Island, a place where tourists usually don't reach. But if you bring your own kayak, the place is easily accessible. The island is not inhabited, which makes it a great nesting place for birds. Lots of birds. The raw nature of this island is very beautiful, but also cruel at the same time. Life and death intertwine here, so not everyone will appreciate the advantages of this place. But for some people, this island will offer stunning and breathtaking scenery. Let's enjoy it. On the Çarpanak Island, you can find a characteristic building. It's the ruins of the Armenian Apostolic Monastery Ktuts. It is difficult to determine when the church was built. Some sources indicate that it was founded in the 3rd century by Saint Gregory the Illuminator. The monastery was most likely destroyed in an earthquake in 1638. Later it was rebuilt, but finally, in the beginning of 20th century, it was abandoned because of Armenian genocide in 1915. Since then, the island have belonged to Turkey. In ancient times, the monastery was accessible by land, but later the water level of Lake Van rose and flooded the road permanently. Time to go back to mainland. It's getting late, so we need to say goodbye to the Çarpanak Island. We have to find a place for tonight's camp. On our way, we are passing the city of Van, where we have chance to admire beautiful sunset. But unfortunately, we'll have to search for a camping spot after dark. And that's not an easy task. The place to spend the night was chosen randomly at night. Only now we can see to what extent it was the right choice. Well, at least no one disturbed us at night. But don't worry, we've spent nights in much worse places. Let's hit the road. Today we need to reach the dormant Nemrut Volcano. The road leading to this volcano is in good condition, but sometimes steep. The difference in height that must be overcome from the level of Lake Van to rim of the crater is almost 900 meters. On the way, you may encounter some unusual pedestrians. It is good to stop and move them to a safer place. From volcanic slopes, you can admire the panorama of the Lake Van, and when you reach the height of 2,550 meters, you'll get to the edge of the incredible Nemrut caldera. The caldera is characterized by very large dimensions. It's about 8 kilometers in diameter and about 40 kilometers in circumference. The bottom of caldera sits at height of about 2,250 meters. But the crater rims are very high, up to 2,935 meters in the highest point. The caldera contains 5 lakes, one of which is quite large and shares the same name as the volcano. Let's enjoy the landscapes of the beautiful caldera. It's time to see what interesting things are hidden in the volcano's caldera. So let's drive down into the crater. The caldera slopes are steep with the height of 500 to 600 meters above the base level, but the decent road allows you to get down to the very bottom. But watch out for turtles, there are a lot of them here. There are 2 lakes at the end of the road. A small one named Ilı, which means hot lake, has waters with greenish hue and lower transparency. The lake is fed by hot springs, what results in higher temperature. In average, the lake is 6 to 8 degrees warmer than expected for a lake of its altitude. If you go a little bit further through a beautiful forested area, you'll get to a big lake, the Nemrut Lake. Both the crater and the lake are unique on a global scale. The crater of Nemrut Volcano is one of the largest calderas, and the Nemrut Lake is the second largest crater lake of the world. The lake is situated at an elevation of 2,237 meters above sea level, and its maximal depth is 176 meters. The lake contains very transparent fresh water of drink water quality. The Nemrut caldera is on the youngest volcanic cone in Turkey. The volcano is now in the dormant state. Its last eruption occurred in the 17th century, but the most spectacular eruption took place 250,000 years ago with a lava flow of 60 kilometers long, which led to the blocking the water outflow from the Van Basin and led to the formation of Lake Van. Let's enjoy the spectacular sceneries from the bird's eye view. time passes quickly and it's time to hit the road again. Today we hope to get to the Hasuni Stone City. A few last looks at the Nemrut crater caldera, and we'll have to go further. The road leading to the very center of the volcano leaves amazing impressions. This is a very scenic route that will delight even the pickiest travelers. It's amazing how strange places you can get to in a small city car. We will definitely miss this place. Leaving the volcanic caldera, we are immediately greeted by beautiful scenery of Lake Van. While going west, we can also admire other interesting landscapes on the way. Finally, in the afternoon, we reach the Hasuni Stone City. The climb to the Stone City is quite tiring, even though the elevation gain doesn't exceed 200 meters. The full sun exposure and high temperature make a person quickly lose strength. Finally, there it is, the Hasuni Stone City. The Hasuni Caves are a series of ancient caves located in Diyarbakır province in southeastern Turkey. These artificial caves were carved in stone to provide a place for local people to live. They were inhabited from prehistoric times until the Middle Ages. This place is located on the highest hill of the district and provides very picturesque views. The most characteristic features here are the numerous artificial caves. They were carved into the rocks by ancient settlers, thanks to the relatively soft rock material. The inhabitants managed to carve out about 300 rooms in this area. Each room is uniquely shaped, and many of them are connected by long corridors or narrow passages. These rooms were inhabited from the Mesolithic period to the early years of Christianity. Despite the magnificent history of these caves, very few people visit this place. If you decide to visit the caves, it's very likely that you'll be the only tourists here. On one hand, this place deserves more attention, but on the other hand, mass tourism such as in Cappadocia would ruin the specific character of this place. So, let's enjoy the quiet and secluded nature of Hasuni Caves while they have not yet been developed for tourism. Time for us to go back to our car, because today we still have a long distance to go. While going back, we still can admire beautiful slopes with hundreds of caves and vast wild expanses reaching the horizon. Let's hit the road, because today we have to reach Nemrut Mountain National Park. But this material will be shown in another video. In the next episode we'll visit the famous Nemrut Mountain, the national park stretching around it, interesting landscapes of central Turkey, unusual stone formations of Cappadocia, and ancient stone cities. We'll visit almost dried up Lake Ilı and its seasonal islands, or other beautiful lakes. For example, fantastic Lake Salda, with its deep blue waters. Finally, we'll get to some very famous or completely unknown places.